هو القرآن والفرقان إليه تنصت الأكوان وفيه تعطر الآذان هو القرآن.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ako po si Ustadza Samra P. Kasim, Grade 9 Islamic Values Teacher. Bago tayo mag-uumpisa sa ating klase, magdua muna tayo sa Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amen. Shukran. Bago natin talakayin ang ating bagong aralin, ay nais ko munang balikan ang ating nakaraan na lesson. Sino makapagbibigay? Okay, very good. Kasaysayan ng buhay ni Adam alayhis salam. Okay, ngayon araw ay tatalakay naman natin ang tinatawag na History of the Ibrahim alayhis salam. Learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students are expected to: number 1, discuss the life history of Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam. Number 2, explain how Ibrahim discovered Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 3, explain how Ibrahim treated his father and the celestial worshippers. Number 4, explain why the idolaters burned Ibrahim and what happened to him. And number 5, describe and details the punishment imposed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the disbelievers. Before we go further, let us answer this pretest on the lessons that you are about to study. Pretest. Direction. Read the statement carefully and choose an answer that best describes the statement. Write your answer in your activity notebook. Number 1. Who is the biological father of Nabi Ibrahim alayhis salam? Letter A, Azir. Letter B, Ismail. Or letter C, Jibril. Number 2. Who is the servant given to Sarah? A, Namrud. B, Amina. Or C, Hajar. Number 3. Who was the first wife of Nabi Ibrahim alayhis salam? A, Amina. B, Sarah. Or C, Hajar. Number 4. Who was the first son of Nabi Ibrahim alayhis salam? A, Noah. B, Ismail. Or C, Jibril. Number 5. Who is the two persons convinced by Nabi Ibrahim in believing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? A, Sarah and Hajar. B, Hajar and Lut. Or C, Sarah and Lut. Time to take your understanding from the previous lesson. Ready? Multiple choice. Direction. Read the following question carefully and choose the letter that best describes the statement. Number 1. When Adam's death drew near, to whom he appointed as his successors? A. Qabil, B. Habil, or C. Seth. Number 2. How was Hawa give birth to their children? A. Set of twins, boy or girl. B. Set of twins, boy or boy. Or C. Set of twins, girl or girl. Number 3. Who was the second human created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? A. Maryam, B. Hawa, or C. Sarah. Number 4. Where does Hawa, a wife of Adam, been created made from? A. Rib of Adam, B. Heart of Adam, or C. Mind of Adam. Number 5. Whom Allah to inform when He is going to put a successor on earth? A. Angels, B. Adam, or C. None of the above. Abraham childhood. He was endowed with a spiritual understanding from an early age. Allah enlightened his heart and mind, give him wisdom from childhood. Allah the Almighty said, "Indeed we bestow a foretime on Abraham his portion of guidance, and we were well acquainted with him as to his belief and the oneness of Allah." Chapter 21, verse 51. During his early childhood, Abraham realized that his father made strange status. One day, he asked him about what it was he made. His father replied that he made statues of gods. Abraham was astonished, and he spontaneously rejected the idea. Being a child, he played with such statues sitting on their backs as people sit on the backs of donkeys and mules. One day, his father was saw him riding the statue of Marduk, and he became furious. He ordered his son not to play with it again. Abraham asked, "What is this statue, father?" "It has big ears, bigger than ours." His father answered, "It is Marduk, the god of God's son. These big ears show his deep knowledge." This made Abraham laugh. He was only 7 years old at that time. Years passed and Abraham grew. Since his childhood, his heart had been full of hatred for these idols. He could not understand how a sane person could make a statue and then worship what he made. He noticed that these idols did not eat, drink, or talk, and they could not even turn themselves right side up, and if someone turned them upside down. Abraham discovered Allah. One night, Abraham left his house to go to a mountain. He walked alone in the dark until he closed a cave in the mountain, where he sat resting his back against the wall. He looked at the sky. He had hardly seen it when he remembered that he was looking at planets and stars, which were worshipped by some people on earth. His young heart was filled with tremendous pain. He considered what was beyond that moon, the stars, and the planets, some of Allah, and was astonished that these celestial bodies were worshipped by men when they had created worship and obeyed their Creator, appearing and disappearing at His command. Almighty Allah commanded, and from among His signs are the night and the day, and the sun and the moon. Prostrate not to the sun nor to the moon, but prostrate to Allah who created them, if you really worship Him. Chapter 41, verse 37. Abraham debates with the idolaters. His father's harsh treatment did not stop Abraham delivering the message of truth. Angry and sad to see people prostrate before idols, he was determined to stamp out these practices and went to the town to debate with the people, knowing full well that he might suffer harm. Abraham asked them, "Do the idols see you when you prostrate before them? Do they benefit you in any way?" They quickly tried to defend their beliefs. They argued that they knew the idols were lifeless, but that their forefathers had worshipped them. Hajar and Sarah. Abraham's wife Sarah was sterile. She had been given an Egyptian woman, Hajar, as a servant. Abraham had aged and his was gray after many years spent in calling people to Allah. Sarah too thought she and Abraham were lonely because she could not have a child. Therefore, she offered her husband, her servant Hajar, in marriage. Hajar gave birth to their first son, Ismail, when Abraham was an old man. Activity 2. Matching type. Direction. Match the words in column A to column B. Write your answer in your answer sheet nandyan sa module ninyo. Okay. Column A, number 1, biggest idols, God of gods. Number 2, mother of Nabi Ibrahim. Number 3, wife of Nabi Ibrahim. Number 4, mother of Nabi Ismail. Number 5, Nabi Ibrahim siblings. Number 6, servant given to Sarah. Number 7, father of Nabi Ibrahim. Number 8, blame to destroy other idols. Number 9, king of idolaters. And number 10, son of Nabi Ibrahim. So, sa column B, dito ninyo hanapin ang mga sagot. Activity 3, identification. Direction. After reading the short story about Nabi Ibrahim, kindly identify the following. Number 1, Ismail. Number 2, Sarah. Number 3, Tariq. Number 4, Hajar. And number 5, Marju. Okay, class. Naintindihan? Masya Allah. Alhamdulillah, Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Sukran. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu. Gedang kaban sa muro. Basahin natin ang Kafaratul Majlis. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik.
هو القرآن والفرقان إليه تنصت الأكوان وفيه تعطر الآذان هو القرآن